Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Good morning, good night, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Lorenzo Easy the Fourth, and welcome back to my channel. All right, this right here is my podcast, blAk Talk. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and to share this video and all other content that I have up on my page. Last episode was the first episode. It was titled You. I decided to give this second episode a different approach. As you can see, I don't have a notebook or anything like that up here right now. I'm almost gonna just I guess you could say freestyle a little bit. The idea came up in my head when I thought about back when I was at basic training, and the officer asked us, or the chaplain asked us, if we could write a book, what would be the title of it? And the name of my book will be titled "It Is What It Is." And one of these days, I do plan on writing a book. Right now, I'm just trying to get my words out, and then later on down the line, I'll put these words down on paper. But this episode is titled "It Is What It Is," and the reason why that's literally a slogan that I live by is because no matter what in this world that happens to you or happens to others, or something that affects you or doesn't affect you or whatever, or that you see, it's almost like sometimes you can do something about it and sometimes you can't. But at the end of the day, you got to take everything as it is, Well, that job didn't work out. It is what it is. Oh, something good happened to my friend. That's good news. It is what it is. But I think that most people take it as something bad happening to you, and you usually got to take that L, like, hey man, it is what it is. But in all actuality, you can look at it in both standpoints, as something good and something bad. It's kind of like this old tale that I heard about this Japanese man. He had his own farm. He had a son, and one day, his son was on the horse. No, he had a horse, and the horse ran away one day, and the whole town came to his farm and said, "Oh man, your horse ran away. What bad news?" He says, "Good news, bad news. Who's to say?" Next day, the horse came back with another horse. Everybody from the town came to his farm and said, "Oh, your horse came back and he brought another horse. That's good news." He was like, "Good news, bad news. Who's to say?" Then the next day, or a week later or whatever, his son wound up falling off the horse and breaking his leg. And the whole town came over. They said, "Oh man, your son broke his leg. That's some bad news right there. Dang, it sucks." He was like, "Good news, bad news. Who's to say?" Next day, the army came by his farm and said, "We need to recruit anybody from your family to go to the military and whatnot." And he says, "Well, my son has a broken leg. He can't do anything. He's useless, basically. And I'm too old." And they said, "All right, then." And they left. Whole town came to his farm and told him, "Oh, your son doesn't have to go to war. Good news." He said, "Good news, bad news. Who's to say?" So, in all actuality, it's like you take everything with a grain of salt. It is what it is. You take the cards that you are dealt and you work with what you got. Whether you were born into a family that is broken, or you were born into a family that is wealthy, or you wound up making a certain decision that affected the rest of your life, changed it and altered it just completely, or something that has some divine intervention up in it. I know I had some divine intervention when this tumor came out of nowhere randomly, and I was just like, "Hey man, it is what it is. I'm gonna have that brain surgery." You know what I'm saying? Legit, like the nurse said, "You have a tumor on your brain." And all back with my head, I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna have the brain surgery." I was like, "All right, it is what it is." I had no fear, none of that at all. I was like, "Okay, let's go ahead and just get this done." I wasn't thinking about all of the negative things that might happen or the possibilities at all. And I didn't start thinking about that until after I came back home, and friends and family were telling me, like, you're a walking blessing right now. You know what I'm saying? You're a walking testimony. And they started telling me, like, bro, anything could have happened to you during that time. But I think that since I didn't, think that way as far as like, anything negative, that I just had faith that everything was gonna be all right. And I'm always thinking that God is on my side and God has my best interest at all times. And if I just lean on Him and always believe that, oh, He got me, He gonna take care of me, I'm gonna be all right regardless, then everything is gonna be okay. And everything was okay. I mean, shoot, I went through surgery, had my rehabilitation, had to get back on my feet, and man, that was something else. Came back home, now getting medically retired, still in the process. It's like it's a blessing, but at the same time, it's a headache. I've been in the process for about over a year trying to get medically retired out of the military. But in the meantime, I just been at home, waking up, being with my family and stuff like that, still getting paid and all that, And it's like some people will say, "Oh, he got a tumor in the brain. That's bad news." I'm like, who's to say good news or bad news? Next knows, hey man, you're getting medically retired out the military, and we're gonna pay you for the rest of your life through the VA. Everybody from the town come to my crib like, hey man, hey man, the military's gonna take care of you for the rest of your life and whatnot. That's good news. I'm like, who say good news, bad news? But now it's like, okay, I'm limited to what kind of jobs I can get. Oh man, that sucks. That's some bad news. Who say good news, bad news? Hey, but I get to do this podcast. This is my passion. This is something that I really want to do. Hey man, that's good news. Who's to say good news, bad news? You take everything as it is and you roll with it, because at the end of the day, it is what it is. There's no point of just staying still in the past and just thinking about it day in and day out. There's no point of letting your past constantly affect your future or even definitely your present. There's no point of that at all. You gotta just keep on moving forward and thinking that I'm just gonna make the most of this, and think that life is just a beautiful thing that evolves and unravels, and it just takes you on this journey that you never thought that you were going. You think that you're going plan A, but your plan A turns into plan D, E, or F, G, 1, 2, 8, 10, apostrophe. Things just happen. Things don't go accordingly, but things go as planned. And you just got to take it as it is what it is, And honestly, that has just been on my mind for the longest, just going through hard times, you got to always think that you're going to get through it. You've been through all of this other stuff in your life, to get you to this point that you are right now. And now it's time to really show the world and show God, like, okay, I asked for this strength and you put me through this anguish and this turmoil. And now I came out stronger on the other side. It's like Shawshank Redemption. You feel me? And it's just like, wow, I can get through anything now. Or you might take a class and it's your first time. You up in there, your grade point average drops because you're like, I'm trying to learn this. Then out of nowhere, you start getting the hang of it, and now you're one of the top, you're in the top percent of your class now because you worked at it. You were in the gutter for a little minute, just rugging through the trenches. Honestly, just trying to get it down pat and learn it, and now you're at the top. So if you go there again, you're gonna walk through the trenches. You're not gonna have to crawl anymore. But just it is what it is. It's just a slogan that I live by in order to get through my bad times. And when something good does happen to me, I still take it as it is what it is. I don't take it for granted, and I don't think you should either, because those things can be taken away from you at any instinct. Like as of nowadays, like I see that a lot of people are picking up boxing or things that are like very masculine. I see that the man of today is really trying to get back to its masculine way, because society has very much so softened us. So seeing friends of mine, even my nephew, he's boxing right now, and seeing that I can't do that, and whatnot, it kind of makes me feel some type of way. Cause like if I get hit in the head a certain type of way, my eye might be twitching or something like that, and I'm stuck like this, or I could die, or just anything could happen to me, and it sucks. It really does. But I take it as it is what it is. Now let me go find something else that I can become great at and be good at. Let me get back to my running. Let me just stick to lifting weights. Let me just keep on making content, and trying to be as disciplined and as consistent as I can be, because at the end of the day, I can't do this and I can't do that. Hey, man, it is what it is. But I can do this right here. Hey, man, it is what it is. Make the most of it. Oh, man. It is what it is just such a simple thing to think of every time that you're going through something good or bad. You win an award, you live off of that high for a little minute, and then that's it. And then later on down the line, somebody looks at you like, you won that award, and you're like, yeah, that was great, man. Like, it takes a lot to get that award. You went through a lot for it. Like, it's cool. It is what it is. You could have done this as well too. I can't believe it. I'm like, it is what it is. At least I got this award. But I think that's about it. That's all I got about. It is what it is. Just don't take anything for granted. Don't harbor on past mistakes or sad things that have happened to you that have altered your life, or breakups, relationships, jobs, interactions, just anything. Just don't harbor on the past, all right? Because the past is meant to be back there. The present is a gift, and the future is something that, that just keeps on giving nonstop, So take my words of it is what it is as the present to you right now, today, and take it home with you for the rest of your days. And every time something good or bad happens to you, just take it as it is what it is. I won. It is what it is. Because somebody going to be hating up on you and whatnot. Hey, man, it is what it is, bro. I won. Or if something bad happened to you, be like, hey, man, it is what it is. I'm going to make the most of it. And just keep on living, keep on prospering, keep on doing your best, and keep on just being blessed, staying blessed, doing your best, never settle for less. God is love, never stress. And of course, y'all know the rest. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video. Thank you so much for tuning in to blAk Talk. I love you guys, and y'all be well. And remember, it is what it is.